Yo, what is going on, Cowboys Nation and NFL fans across the country? We have got something absolutely massive breaking today, and I mean this could shake up the entire NFL landscape if it actually happens. I want you to buckle in, because this is going to be one of the wildest, most unexpected twists of the offseason, and it's blowing up social media right now. Rumors are circulating like wildfire that the Dallas Cowboys have pulled off or are in the final stages of pulling off a blockbuster trade that would send Pro Bowl running back Christian McCaffrey from the San Francisco 49ers to America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, you heard that right. CMC, one of the most electrifying players in the entire NFL, one of the most versatile backs the game has ever seen, could be wearing a star on his helmet this coming season. We're going to break this down from every angle: why this might be happening, what the potential trade package looks like, what it would mean for the Cowboys offense, how it affects the 49ers, and whether or not this is even remotely realistic or just another offseason pipe dream. So don't go anywhere, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and drop a comment down below because I want to hear from you. Should the Cowboys go all in and trade for Christian McCaffrey, or would this be a massive mistake? Let's get into it. Now, first of all, let's talk about why this is even being discussed. On the surface, it might seem absolutely crazy that the 49ers would even consider trading away a guy like McCaffrey. I mean, he's been one of the centerpieces of that offense. He's not just a running back, he's basically a hybrid wide receiver who can catch passes out of the backfield, run between the tackles, break off explosive plays, and keep defenses completely off balance. He was a critical part of their run to the NFC Championship and is often the safety valve for quarterbacks when things break down. But if you dig a little deeper, there are a few reasons this might not be totally out of the realm of possibility. For starters, Christian McCaffrey's contract is huge. We're talking about a player carrying a massive cap hit, and the Niners have a lot of mouths to feed. They've already paid stars like Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, Fred Warner, and now they've got to figure out how to keep their offensive line intact and possibly pay their quarterback if Brock Purdy continues to develop. So cap flexibility becomes an issue. On top of that, McCaffrey has had a history of injuries. While he had an MVP caliber season not long ago, he's also missed significant time over the last few years with lower body injuries, hamstring, ankle, and knee issues that have limited his availability. For a franchise looking to remain competitive long-term and make smart, forward-thinking decisions, moving McCaffrey while his value is high and getting picks or young players in return isn't completely insane, especially if they think they can get similar production out of someone younger and cheaper in the backfield. So why the Cowboys? Why is Dallas even being floated in this rumor mill? Well, if you watched the Cowboys' offense last season, you know they've been desperately missing a true game-changer at the running back position since moving on from Ezekiel Elliott and watching Tony Pollard walk. Sure, they brought in a few guys to compete in the backfield, but let's be honest, none of them are Christian McCaffrey. McCaffrey is the kind of player that makes defenses stay up all week long trying to figure out how to stop him. He opens up everything. He takes pressure off Dak Prescott. He forces linebackers to play more shallow, which opens up deeper throws downfield. He can run wheel routes, angle routes, or just burst through the line for chunk yardage. If you pair CMC with CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, and Jake Ferguson, suddenly you've got a seriously dangerous offense that can hit you in 100 different ways. And with Mike McCarthy calling plays and trying to install a more physical, clock-controlling identity, a back like McCaffrey makes a lot of sense. Jerry Jones has always loved splashy moves. He's the guy who traded for Amari Cooper mid-season, he's taken big swings in the draft, and he knows the clock is ticking on this version of the Cowboys. They've been good but not great for years. They've won double-digit games but haven't gotten over the playoff hump. A trade like this could be that final piece to push them over the top, or it could be a massive risk that blows up in their face. So let's speculate on what a trade might look like. The most talked about proposal is a third-round pick this year and another third or fourth-round pick next year. Some even say a second-rounder might be involved. If that's all it would take to get McCaffrey, some fans would say that's a steal, get it done yesterday. But others would argue that trading away valuable picks for a running back, especially one with McCaffrey's injury history and contract, is just not smart team building. Running backs have notoriously short careers. The hit rate in the draft is unpredictable, and if McCaffrey were to go down again and miss 6 or 7 games, the Cowboys would be right back where they started, except now they've got less cap space and fewer picks. That's the gamble. That's the tightrope Jerry and Stephen Jones would have to walk. Do they want to push all their chips in for a guy who could make them Super Bowl contenders, or stay disciplined and stick to a more traditional roster-building strategy? From the 49ers side, losing McCaffrey would be a huge hit, no question. He's become a fan favorite, and he fits that offense like a glove. But Kyle Shanahan has always been able to get production out of whoever's in the backfield. Go back and look at guys like Raheem Mostert, Jeff Wilson, Elijah Mitchell. They all had big games under Shanahan. The idea is that maybe San Francisco believes they can use those resources elsewhere, especially with the wear and tear McCaffrey has endured. If the Niners could get some decent picks or a young defensive player in return, they might feel like it's worth exploring. But again, no one's saying they should do this, just that if the right offer came around and they were thinking long-term, it's not as outlandish as it sounds on first take. Let's talk impact. If the Cowboys pull this off and McCaffrey stays healthy, we're talking about a top 5 offense in the NFL. Defenses would have to pick their poison. Stack the box? Doc throws it deep. Drop back in coverage? CMC slices you up underneath. Play man? He'll burn a linebacker every time. Play zone? He finds the soft spots. It could turn the Cowboys into a legitimate contender not just for the NFC East, but the entire NFC. We're talking about matching firepower with the Eagles and 49ers themselves. We're talking about giving Dak Prescott the kind of help he's always needed to take that next step. And if McCarthy can figure out how to use him properly, keeping him healthy, managing his workload, using Tony Pollard-style split snaps when needed, then you might see McCaffrey get a new life in Big D and go on an absolute tear. Think of all the fantasy points. Think of all the highlight reels. Think of it in T Stadium absolutely exploding every time he touches the ball. Now look, I know some of you watching are going, come on, this is just off-season noise. This isn't real, this is just clickbait. And hey, maybe you're right. But you know what? In the NFL, crazier things have happened. We've seen blockbuster trades go down that nobody saw coming. Davante Adams to the Raiders, Tyreek Hill to the Dolphins, Matthew Stafford to the Rams. Every time, people said it would never happen until it did. Sometimes where there's smoke, there's fire. And even if this particular deal doesn't go through, the fact that it's being discussed at all tells you one thing loud and clear: the Cowboys are not satisfied. They're looking for a spark. They're looking for a way to finally break through that playoff wall and get back to the Super Bowl for the first time since the 90s. And if they believe Christian McCaffrey can be that spark, you better believe they're going to make some calls. So now it's your turn. Do you think this trade makes sense? Is Christian McCaffrey worth the risk for the Dallas Cowboys? Should the 49ers consider moving him and looking toward the future? Or is this whole story just off-season madness? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss any of the latest NFL breaking news, rumors, and analysis. We've got more coming your way, so stay tuned. Until next time, this is your host signing off. Peace out.